On today's show, we cover the amazing blockbuster trade for the Detroit Lions. We get into some more draft talk, brand new trailer review, new music, a new segment from Darren, and a brand new top 5. Stay tuned.
What's it like in the journalism program? That's why last week he's like, fuck this guy, fuck that guy, fuck this guy. You're cool, but fuck this guy.
Someone, whoever does their Twitter account, was offended by what the ADG podcast had to say on Twitter. All controversial now. Nowhere. You know why? Because they just thought of this shit last week and they put it in a movie. Now,
so I'm not have to worry about catching anything from Jake or vice versa. So he's good.
Catch some manners, Darren.
All your asshole attitude is rubbing off on me. Finally, it only took about 3 years. So hey, I wonder how long that recording session was. Okay, Ben, you ready? Yeah. All right, thank you.
We're done.
It'd be nice. I'm gonna give it a solid 2.5 out of 5.
Oh wow.
Welcome everyone to the ADG podcast. I'm your co-host Darren, along with Jake. Jake, how are you this fine day?
Oh, I am having one of the best football days in a very long time.
It's so fitting that on the weekend, week from today, when we're recording this, is Super Bowl. But last night into today feels like the Super Bowl for the Lions. If you have just woken up and haven't heard the news, I'm sure you heard the news by the time you listen to this podcast. The Lions have traded their only quarterback that's ever done anything. Their all-time leading quarterback in every category you could think of to the Los Angeles Rams. Yep. We weren't talking about the Rams on our previous podcast on where Stafford might end up with Sean Baligian, but the Rams kind of came out of nowhere, but they made an offer to the Lions simply could not refuse. In return, the Lions get a third-round pick this year, but that's not all. They get a first-round pick in 2022, and another first-round pick in 2023. So you get 3 draft picks and the one, the only former first overall pick, Jared Goff.
That's right. Little hands,
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first off, obviously you know where I stand on the whole Lions thing, but it's more important. I got to tell everyone how giddy Jake was when he heard this news. He was like a kid on Christmas morning. I never heard or probably seen Jake so excited with positivity about the Lions. So Jake, tell me your first initial thoughts when you first heard the news.
Oh, one, happiness for the quarterback that we've been struggling with here for the last over a decade, because he gets to go to a team that's built to win. Now, excuse me, I gotta get warmed up for this one. What the best part is, we get Jared Goff to suffer here with while the team is rebuilding. But if you think about it, it's a real rebuild, because if at minimum what you're working with is what you have and what you just got. Yeah, we could use an extra third rounder this year. That's cool. We had a top 7 pick. Awesome. Next year, regardless how this team does, the Lions have 2 first-round picks, which means you're picking in the top 32 players. You have 2 to pick from to start building your team. The year after that, exactly the same thing. You have 2 picks in the first round. Now, if you don't need them, guess what you can do? One of them could get traded for a couple other picks in other rounds. You can make one good one go into 2 or 3 other ones, like a second, a third, and then 7th. You can make things work. You have things to work with. But as it stands right now, you're unpacking gifts every draft. You're given. It's just extra candy to play with and to pick whatever you want. It's amazing. When was the last time the Lions were in a position to be like, oh my God, look at this. I could get two of the best 32 players in the entire draft are going to be mine next year and the year after that. That's a quarter of an O line, a D line. That's an insane ability to build your roster at almost no cost, especially from the talent that you can get. I am so happy because one, it's done the right way so far, right? Like within the first couple weeks, it's like the Pistons, you know, catching everything on fire and getting rid of people and destroying things in the draft. The same thing, the Lions.
Yeah.
It's just, going in there and burning shit down, and you know what? Fuck it. We got draft picks. Sorry, Stafford. We're gonna be shit for the next while, but hey, look at all the draft picks we got. Yeah, we could come up with Goff. Goff is not very, he's not terrible. He's not a superstar, but he's been to the Super Bowl.
Yep. No, obviously
he's won in the playoffs.
He
had a tremendous defense. Yeah, he had good talent. He had a running game, and he's gonna probably be terrible here. But it's not a bad young quarterback to put your rebuild around until you draft what you need to draft, which it's a possibility to do that this year still. But regardless, great position Detroit puts itself in. For the first time since I've been a fan, we're in a very good position.
Yeah, obviously you got to like the positivities for not only the Lions but also you're happy for Stafford. Like I said to you, I texted you this early that it's a true win-win.
Yes.
For both teams. Stafford gets a chance to play with a competitive team with a chance to really do some damage come playoff time. So I'm happy for him. And the Lions put their rebuild or retool or whatever word you want to use has been put into the fast track. So instead of looking at a 4 or 5 year rebuild, we're looking at a 2 to 3 year rebuild, depending on how fast, how good these future draft picks can be for Brad Holmes and company. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Obviously, this buys them time, Jake, when it comes to trading for Stafford. I mean trading Stafford. You get Jared Goff, a proven guy who can hold down the fort for a year or so.
Yep.
So this year play him. He can. I'm sure he's not the best, but he's not the worst. He's kind of middle of the road. And in Detroit, we live to be mediocre, so works out for that. Another thing you got to think of when the Lions finally do decide that it's time to draft that right quarterback, because I think this year it's going to be there's so many holes to be filled, right? And I know everyone's talking about well, what if Justin Fields there at 7? What if the craziest things could happen, and the mock drafts and all the predictors got it wrong, and it's just you have this opportunity to move up and acquire a top tier quarterback, or do you just wait until next year when you have a lot more draft capital to go towards a quarterback? So it's very interesting. If I'm the Lions, I still would like a quarterback just to sit behind Goff, either if it's what is it? If it's someone like Mac Jones or Trey Lance, sit behind him for a year, learn the game, learn how to be a pro, and then move on from there. But because who knows? I know they just had the Senior Bowl yesterday, and there's a lot of interesting newcomers that shed the life to make the Lions pretty interesting when it comes to their selection. So it's going to be interesting, Jake. Obviously, I like how they have an extra 3rd round pick this year. So this bumps their draft picks up to 6 this year. So this should be interesting to see what they do with it.
Yeah, no, if you think about it, they really don't have talent on this team at all in most positions. They don't. They have guys
No.
off the street. They have guys nobody else wants. That's why I would kind of, with the draft capital you have the next couple of years, and like you just said, to groom a quarterback. If Justin Fields is there at 7, I am
Mm,
popping champagne bottles
yeah.
if he can just chill, relax behind Goff for the year, for a year or two, even, I'm cool with
Yeah.
that until this
Yeah.
team builds properly. Oh my
Yeah.
God! Like seriously, that would be a dream come true for a Lions fan. I'd be
Yeah.
buying seats at Ford Field for the next
There
time we
you
can
go.
actually go. That's how excited I am. And you guys, if you've been
Yeah.
listening to the show for the last 2 years, you know how much I'd like to dump on this team every
Hmm.
minute I can because of poor decision making. This is some of the actually best decision making so far, you know, that we've seen. And it's bad because this is what regular team or what good teams usually do all the time. And this is like really, really rare for us. So
But
that's why I'm a little excited about
yeah,
it.
but Jake, an interesting you brought it up. You know how you're excited, but like it's just weird how when they got Holmes and Campbell, and then
Mhm.
they said that that you hear other reports that when they talk to Mickey Loomis, the former, I'm sorry, the Saints general manager, and he says that yeah, Dan Campbell is a type of guy that coaches want to work for. People would leave and go work for him, and he's been right. You see Deuce Staley coming in, who is
It's been good.
highly coveted, and I'm like, is Detroit becoming is the new hotspot for coaching? No.
If they continue making these types of decisions the next season or two, we might even be a hotspot for a little bit for players to come over, and we won't
Uh,
have to pay them as much. you know,
well,
go with the Raiders.
there's still players, and it's still Detroit. And
Yes.
until you start winning a lot of games, yeah, I don't think you're going to get a discount when it comes to players anytime soon. But
We'll see.
I like it. I like the trade. Obviously, I wish the best for Stafford moving
Yes.
forward in LA. I hope he goes and wins a Super Bowl. And another good thing, we get to see Stafford because this year the Lions travel out to LA to play the Rams.
Oh, that'll
So
be fun. Now
yeah,
the only problem, Darren, is I don't like the Rams uniforms. So if I wanted to buy a
yeah,
Rams jersey, I
yeah.
don't really like them. I really don't. Their helmets are
The,
cool. Their
the
their
helmets are nice, but
jerseys are
like,
kind of crappy.
yeah, I'm not too crazy about like I like it that he's still gonna wear blue, but it's not the Honolulu blue.
Right. It's just
So
that whole yellow thing, and I don't know. It's just weird.
exactly, yeah. So yeah, it was pretty shocking news when I saw it come across. Actually, it was one of my cousins that messaged me and it told me the return. I'm like, wow. So
Yeah.
there were reports that Denver was very interested in acquiring Stafford, but the Lions wanted Drew Lock in
Yes.
return as part
That's
of their
smart.
package.
That's smart.
Yeah, and for them in Denver, obviously, are very high on Drew Lock, so they said no. But would you rather have Drew Lock or Jared Goff?
See, for the purpose of what I think they're planning to do, doesn't matter. Because
Mhm.
this is just a placeholder to build a franchise around whoever they draft.
Exactly.
So it doesn't
Yes.
really matter who goes into that position for the next year or two. You're
Yeah.
playing to build right now. You're not playing to win. So I'm good with either. I wouldn't even matter to me if they traded Jared Goff right now for an extra pick or two. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I'll be good with that too.
Yeah. No. So there's a lot of interesting things to look at when it comes to
Hmm.
the Lions. Obviously, we'll stay on top of it as best we can when it comes to any future moves. But like this, it gets it done out of the way so they can all concentrate now on the draft, which I think
Hmm.
is a critical part of this team's rebirth
Right,
when it
and that's what
comes
we're
to.
gonna concentrate on too.
Yes, we will do our best to bring you the best draft coverage for the Lions every time. Anytime that there's news, we're talking about we might do a Facebook Live reaction show,
First
like
round, like last time,
first round
yeah.
reaction like we did last year.
Yeah.
So we're talking about that. So stay tuned for that. Uh, Jake, what else should we? Any other sports items that you want to touch
Sure.
on, or you're
Let's
pretty?
summarize it. Let's summarize it. Tigers spring training eventually it'll happen.
Yeah.
Nobody cares right now. The Red Wings stink rebuilding. Nah,
Yes.
Pistons got smashed again, but it's all
Yeah.
good.
Oh, can
Um,
we talk about this? Can we talk about the Pistons for a second?
go for it.
And
I haven't seen that part yet, but yeah, go ahead.
oh, after the last game that they played against the Golden State Warriors, they one of their players got upset by something that was said on the court. Anyways, blah blah blah. Rodney Magruder goes over to the bench and starts talking, and they had to be separated. Blah blah blah. And then afterwards, they had the post game press conference, and Draymond Green just went off on Rodney Magruder. I don't know if I did send you
Yes.
the thing. It says, and I quote, this is Draymond Green talking about Rodney Magruder. When the fuck did Rodney Magruder become the tough guy on the team? I ain't nobody. I know ain't nobody scared of no damn Rodney Magruder. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like Draymond Green.
Yeah,
Rodney.
you know what the funny thing is,
Yeah.
I actually, you know what? Any spark like that you see from players
Mm-hmm.
on the team, I don't give a shit if I don't even know who the guy is. I'm good
Yeah.
with the guys
Yeah.
playing with passion. You go talk
Yeah.
some shit. I don't give a damn. It's I really don't care. Do it. Golden State Warriors supposed to be a good team. Go talk shit to them. They want championships. Do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Bring some attitude to the game. You know, lift this team up a little bit. I'm cool with it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to see. It's a little bit. It gives a little nod to the bad boys era when the Pistons were like the most hated team in the NBA, and for them to yeah, obviously they're not their talent level yet, but just keep an eye on them in the years to come. 2, 3
Mhm.
years, hopefully they'll be on the rise.
Oh yeah, no, should be the way things are going again. So, a rebuilding
Mhm.
process. All of our team is rebuilding. I'm excited.
Exactly.
I'm
There we
excited.
go.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the Matthew Stafford trade and the haul that the Lions got for Stafford. So Jake, what do you expect the Texans to get in return if when they trade Deshaun Watson?
From what I hear, they don't want to trade him. But
Mhm.
if they do, it's going to be a giant haul of picks because he's. So I've heard rumors up to 3 first rounders.
Wow.
Okay,
Mhm.
it's like insane numbers.
Mhm.
But the question is he worth it?
Well, he's young. He's like very talented, and I think if you're a franchise that needs that, maybe you're like a piece or two away from being a serious contender.
Like
I
San
would
Francisco?
like San Francisco exactly. That would
Yeah.
be a team that would be entertaining the thoughts,
Hmm.
But if you're like you're still gonna need a lot more parts, like a team like Carolina. I would
Yep.
hold off on that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where he goes and what the Texans are gonna get for him.
Right. Well,
Because
you know what's interesting, Darren, because and the following up on that, you know who was
mm,
also in talks for the rumor wise to be moving maybe to
mm,
San Francisco? Well,
mm.
if someone we can finally get rid of from the NFC North,
Who is
Aaron
it?
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he's the
seems
whole.
to be there seems to be rumors that he might not want to be in Green Bay anymore. And San Francisco would be the natural because he's from California. It
Yep.
would be a natural spot for him to transition to closer to home. Oh, hey, that team with Aaron Rodgers, can you imagine that defense when it's
Wow.
healthy?
Yeah. Exactly.
That would be a contender for the Super Bowl the first year he'd go there. It'd be
Absolutely.
unstoppable. So,
No doubt about it when it
mhm.
comes to something like that. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when it comes to, you know, everything from the Super Bowl onward to the draft. That's always an interesting time of year. Obviously, the trade between the Rams and the Lions can't be made official until March 17th when the official NFL year begins. So just keep that in mind in case there's any like strange hiccups. So they have a deal in place, but it's not official yet.
Yep.
By
We'll
by
we'll
the
be
league.
covering it.
Exactly. So Jake, let's move on, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
We want to do music or movie?
Let's do it. You have a draft. Did you have a
Oh
mock
yes,
draft you can go
I'm
through?
sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, let's
Yeah,
do
let's
our
do that.
new our latest mock draft
Hmm. Yes,
ranking
let's
here.
do that.
So this one is from the
Hmm.
draftnetwork.com. They all do is mock draft. This is Reed's 2021 NFL mock draft 5.2. They're already at 5.2
Five
versions
point.
of this.
Damn it! Will they
Yeah,
start like last season?
yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
So Jordan Reed, this was came out January 28th, 2021. So it's pretty recent. So this one, couple interesting takes. Obviously, number one, no surprise, Trevor Lawrence to the Jaguars. Number two, the Jets will take Zach Wilson, quarterback BYU. Number three, the Dolphins take Jamar Chase, wide receiver LSU. The Falcons come in at number four, and they scoop Justin Fields, quarterback Ohio State.
Hmm.
So, uh, five, Penei Sewell, offensive tackle, goes to the Bengals. Number six, the Eagles take Patrick Surtain the second, cornerback out of Alabama. And number seven, your Detroit Lions will take quarterback from North Dakota State, Trey Lance.
Huh.
The reasoning here, the franchise long time icon quarterback, obviously is left. Logical. It's logical to think that this team will select a player to fill his void, fully expecting them to sign a veteran. Lance walks into a situation where he will have a chance to eventually become the franchise signal caller of the future. So there you go.
There you go. Makes sense. I need to watch more video on him to see
Yeah.
if he's any good.
Yeah. So there is your up to date mock draft
There
from the
you go.
latest. There you go.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's go movie trailer.
All right.
Today's movie trailer was called, what do we call this thing? Gotta look. Show prep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Boss Level.
Boss level. I watched the trailer. I like the trailer. I like the concept of the movie, even though I've been seeing these movies pop up more and more these days.
Yes.
The last one I saw was Palm Springs. I believe
Palm Springs. Yeah. Yes, we
yeah,
covered that one. Yeah, that was
where
good.
he has to relive the same day over and
Yes.
over again. Yeah,
Yeah.
and,
It's the
and
same genre. Yeah.
yeah, it's the same kind of movie. And the other one before that was a Netflix show called Russian Doll with
Yes.
and it was the exact same concept where she would die every day and wake up at the same party and all that
Hmm.
and go on and on. Yeah, so I like how they put a little bit more of an action thriller spin
Hmm.
on this. Obviously Mel Gibson, who still looks old as hell,
Hmm.
still needs money, still needs to do these
Yep.
little cameo parts. But
Yep.
no, I like the sheer violence of it.
Hmm.
Looks pretty good. It looks very John Wick esque.
Hmm.
So it should be interesting. So I give it a solid 3.5 out of 5.
Nice. Yeah, no, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, the
Mhm.
same genre, just keep dying, waking up, but the storyline seems to be exactly the same for those movies. Reliving the same day over and over. The guy learns what's happening and tries to figure out why it's happening. So yeah, it's the same formula, the same thing. It's just what's added is the violence to it, which is pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. A lot of different things going on, like explosions, gunfights, sword fights, which it's a good thing. Yeah, definitely give it a 3 out of 5. For the trailer, trailer looks really cool. Obviously, Mel Gibson cameo looks pretty cool. So yeah, should be an interesting movie. Something that when it pops up on Netflix, definitely be watching.
Absolutely. No, it looks good. So there's definitely kind of not so much a lack of movies coming out, but every movie seems to be getting pushed back or got delayed or everything is so it's good that we have a couple
Hmm.
of options coming out. There was one movie note. I'm just pulling it up here. That I want to get your thoughts on. The fourth Matrix movie
Yes.
set to be released in December now. It will
Hmm.
be titled Matrix Resurrection. The question is, are you excited for another Matrix movie, Jim?
No, no, but I'm a big fan of the Matrix series. It depends where they go with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Depends how they go with it and which direction. Because there's a couple of different directions they could go with it. For those who have watched it, all three, which I have many times over, it just depends how much they're going to be in the Matrix, how much they're going to be out of the Matrix, which way the movie can go either way.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see which way they go.
Exactly. And another little side note that Zack Snyder's cut of the Justice League, the Zack
Mhm.
Snyder cut, is 4 hours long, and it
Jesus
will
Christ!
exactly, and it will be released on Thursday, March 18th on HBO Max.
Holy shit! 4 hours I will never get back.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't think that there's a little DC Marvel rival, uh, if you think that that's dead, the next day on Disney Plus is the new series, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
The premieres on Disney Plus. So Thursday is March 18th, and then Friday, March 19th, will be the new Marvel movie. I mean, Marvel TV show, I should say.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be the least popular one anyway,
Hmm.
because I don't care about either of those characters.
Yeah, I know it
But
was kind of a little him and ha, and
yeah,
also little other little notes from Hollywood. Uh, the Baby Driver 2 script is complete, so there you
sweet.
go. Expect another Baby Driver. Uh,
Hell yeah.
and Zach Braff will star alongside Gabrielle Union as the parents in the Cheaper by the Dozen series coming to Disney Plus in 2022.
It's definitely something I won't be watching in 2022. Very
And
cool.
and
Oh, please got
and
more.
and last one, and
Hmm.
there was a new trailer that released for the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, the Mighty Ducks series coming to Disney Plus starting in March as well. That one I'm curious. I'm
Yeah,
definitely gonna be
I'm
tuning in to
curious.
watch.
Yeah, that'll
But
be interesting.
I was thinking the other thing, would be great if they would
Hmm.
turn this into a series is Little Giants. Turn Little Giants
Oh
into a
yes,
series. How awesome
Little
would that
Giants would be
be?
awesome. Yeah.
Exactly. Have Ed O'Neill, bring back Rick Moranis, bring back Icebox, bring back Devin
I think
Sawa.
I don't think Icebox would have anything to do with football anymore. But anyway,
Oh yeah, come on, she was great, and strong female power, strong female character. Come
I
on.
think we'd have to recast that one.
No, no, never recast
I'll let
the
you do the
Icebox.
research on that one. Um,
Okay. Well,
uh,
now I'm curious now to find out what happened to her.
all right.
All
So
right.
there you go. There's some good stuff coming out for sure.
Little Giants.
Oh, not right now.
Yes.
Let's get
Go ahead.
into the music. Here's some time. So we got
Okay.
new music today, and as you guys know, we love independent music on this show. We haven't had
Hmm.
any in a while, so we're gonna bring some back today, and we're going very independent back again, as we usually do.
Hmm.
And we're gonna go to a duo called Prospertine. They're from New York,
Hmm.
and their new single "Home" they just released. And both artists, Arden and Jeremy, are they create dark wave industrial dance pop. So that's something. Which again, this is we bring you guys interesting and new music. So that's what we're definitely gonna do today. So this project they just put together, and it actually just came out with a brand new single. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, and Bandcamp, and all that other cool stuff. But we're gonna play it right here on the ADG podcast. So they're with a new single, "Home." And here is Prospertine, right here on the ADG podcast.
In through the gateway, stay.
There you go. That was Home by Prospertine right here on the ADG podcast. Let us know if you guys like that music. Something different. If you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, we're just going to continue on with, I think, Darren, you got a new segment.
Oh, yes. So this is a brand new segment I like to call DDC's Adventures in Sports Gambling. As you know, I'm not that really big of a sports gambler, but every once in a while, from time to time, I like to throw a couple dollars on a couple teams that I think might win.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I don't go crazy. Obviously, if you're gonna gamble responsibly. Remember, if you have a gambling problem, call the number, for help. But when it comes down to it, I'm not a pro when it comes to picking. I'm not like Jimmy the Greek or anything like that. You know, so a good friend of mine, he had a feeling that he picked. He told me it's just like I kind of like Florida State University this week. They're 16th in the country. They're really up on the rise, and so I'm like, okay, you know what? Like he's usually pretty good. He's very knowledgeable when it comes to all sports. So like, okay, so obviously I want to do like a parlay. So you have to pick 3 games, and all 3 of your teams have to win for you to win your win the bet. So I took Florida State to win by 6, and then Florida Panthers to beat the Red Wings, which Red Wings are shit. So I figured that's a pretty safe bet. And then I took another safe bet, and Jake, you would approve of this. I took the Golden State Warriors to beat the Pistons.
Oh, like by not
6.
even close.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So obviously they won. The Warriors won. The Panthers won, and the Florida State lost by at least 12. I'm like, are you kidding me? It was so disheartening when you have your ticket, and then it's like the first game of the day, your ticket's already done, so it doesn't even matter what the rest of your ticket does when it comes to who wins or loses. So that was very disheartening. Obviously, I'm a little leery when it comes to placing another bet, but with the Super Bowl coming up next week, I may lay down a couple bucks on the bet just to make it interesting, or I'll buy some squares.
Mm-hmm. Well, who do you got in the Super Bowl? Let's get the prediction because this is gonna be the episode before the Super Bowl. So let's get that out there.
You know what? Looking at it and just seeing how everything, I really look down to the coaching plays a big part, and Andy Reid. It's just he's got balls. But Bruce Arians has balls too, and they're kind of similar to one another. But I kind of like the young goat. I like Patrick Mahomes. I just think the team has too many weapons, and I know Tampa Bay his defense been playing very good, very very good. I just think that Tampa, with the team that had the experience from last year. It's still fresh in their minds. Obviously, Tampa, with only Tom Brady having that Super Bowl experience, may play a factor. So I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm taking the points. Chiefs will win the Super Bowl back-to-back years.
Ooh. Okay. Well, that's the safe bet. That's the safe bet. If any smart person should take the safe bet.
Well, it's not really a safe bet.
It's a safe bet. Because that's definitely the better team.
Okay.
But
okay.
If you think about who Tom Brady has on the bench that they haven't utilized in the playoffs yet, a certain wide receiver.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Antonio Brown's down there in Florida with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Now, I think there's a little game being played that all the cards haven't been shown from Tampa yet of what they can do. Their defense carried them kind of through the last couple games. I think the offense is going to open up. The safe bet would be doing what Darren just said. Play it less safe. Put your money on Tom Brady and watch him work a miracle here and Pull, yeah, I know. And you know what? And pull a Peyton Manning in Denver.
Oof. So
Hmm
you think it's going to be a blowout kind of win?
No, I think the game's gonna be very close, but
What?
watch him pull it out and
Okay.
and just get it done, seal it.
All right. So is this your way of saying that you're going to take Tampa Bay?
I'm so taking Tampa Bay. Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah.
Uh,
I might be
I
completely wrong.
mhm.
Tampa might lose by 20,
Right.
but I would be taking that bet just because I
Okay.
don't think they've shown us everything they can do, and it's going to be a very close game. It's going to be a 3-point game, in my opinion. Again, I could be totally wrong. I'm
Hmm.
not a professional here, but yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting. I'll be glued to the TV for sure.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Hmm
Are you willing to put some money down? Are you going to do a little pro line, maybe props bet, point spread? What are you feeling?
I don't gamble, so no,
You don't gamble? Come on,
I
it's the
do not
Super
gamble.
Bowl. It makes it even if it's like $5.
You know how many times I've been to Vegas and I
Yeah.
don't gamble?
No?
No,
Wow.
no. No way. Not at
Uh,
all.
oh,
Only
okay.
gamble on myself.
There you go. That's all right.
All right. So, what's our top five today?
Yes. Speaking of betting and gambling, people tend to bet on the Royal Rumble. Yes, the Royal
Yes.
Rumble is tonight.
Mhm.
It's me and Jake's favorite day of the year
That's it.
when we actually devote time to watching wrestling.
Yep. The only time of the year. Yeah.
Exactly. So I put together a top five list of the top five best Royal Rumble matches ever.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. So we'll start at number five, which took place in 2000. So it was the
hmm
2000 Royal Rumble, and the winner was The Rock. I
hmm
remember this one. It was in New York. It was good. It was kind of like where The Rock made that next step into superstardom and being the face of the company.
hmm
So so that comes in at number five. Number four, the 2008 Royal Rumble. Once again, this was in Madison Square Garden, uh, long considered the true home of the WWE. The Garden has a particularly loud crowd that night and was the witness Umaga cleaned house. Roddy Piper made an emotional return
Yes.
after
I remember
nearly
that one.
succumbing to Hodgkin's lymphoma. And then, just when it seems it was either going to be Triple H or Batista would predictably win the whole thing, John Cena music
Hmm
hits, comes in, audience goes crazy, comes in, and he ends up winning the Royal Rumble. That's
hmm
number four. Number
hmm
three is the 1998 Royal Rumble.
Ooh.
Yes, winner was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
hmm
The 1998 Rumble was an exercise in contrast. The Attitude Era was eclipsing the New Generation era, and the pieces fall into place for a wrestling revolution. So just all that really kicked off that whole new era
hmm
between the future WWE stars and the Attitude Era. Kind of
Yep.
passing the torch was pretty good. Number
hmm
two, the 2001 Royal Rumble. The winner again was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Uh, the 2001 Rumble is Kane's crowning achievement in the space of 53 minutes. The Big Red Machine eliminated 11 competitors. He nearly won the entire thing and uh, would have won it if it wasn't for Stone Cold Steve Austin, who won it for an amazing third time. So,
hmm
and number one, I think Jake knows what
Oh
number
yeah,
one
it's
is.
probably my favorite and your favorite.
Yes, the
Yep.
1992 Royal Rumble.
That's right.
Ric Flair came in at number one, ran the entire gauntlet, and
Yep.
not only did he win the Royal Rumble, he won the WWF back then
Championship.
championship. So there
Beautiful
you
belt.
go.
Yep.
Yes, great belt. So there you go. There's your top five Royal Rumble
Very cool.
matches.
Definitely be watching that today. I'm
Yeah.
excited. The best part of the Royal Rumble for our wrestling fans that are still listening to this podcast
Mhm.
is it's been pretty shitty last 10 years or so, it hasn't been very exciting. Is the unpredictability of who's coming in next.
Yeah.
So that's like the women's rumble. I really like the women's rumble
Mhm.
because it's been unpredictable. They have different superstars coming in, and it is unpredictable. It was really well done. The men's rumble it was actually worse than the women's. The women's rumble has been better the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
hopefully there's more guest appearances, more unexpected,
Mhm.
people showing up, like AJ Styles showed up, that one a couple years ago, like 5-6 years ago. That was just good. It's stuff like that. That's why the Rumbles, to me, is the best event because it should be unpredictable like that.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Totally get it.
Cool. There you go. Rumble tonight.
Mhm.
Can't wait to watch it. All right, got a quick little rant before you wrap up the show today. There you go, choking. Corona. Speaking of Corona, well, my rant today is if anybody that hasn't read the news yet, I don't know what you're doing. And if you're surprised why you haven't received a vaccine for the coronavirus, there's only one place to look, and that's the federal government. If you guys haven't seen the latest news in the last 2 weeks or so, is that all your old-aged homes and all your seniors are on the top priority to get this vaccine. And if you've noticed, there is a push to get the vaccine into prisons before your grandma or grandpa is going to get it. Yeah, the old age homes might get it at the same time, but they're going to get it at the same time as the prison system. So if you really think about it, prioritizing the vaccine is really misunderstood at the federal level. You should contact your MPs. Also, for those who haven't noticed, the vaccines have been delayed from every shipping company. From the top two, Moderna and Pfizer, have delayed it by months and cut shipments in almost half. So if you haven't heard that news, I would also look into that. People should be aware of what's happening and why we don't have a vaccine for everybody yet, for those that want it. So the point of this rant today is make sure you see what is really happening because a lot of people are getting missed for those that need it, that want it, that really want to get it. And there's reasons why for that. And people need to look into it. And it's been really troubling for those that do want it, that companies have been cutting and canceling shipments here to Canada. I would look into where all that is going. And it's all online. And it's kind of weird. So there you go. That's my rant.
There you go.
All right. So that was an interesting show. We squeezed in all the Matthew Stafford stuff, NFL stuff, Rumble stuff. If you guys want to talk to us, find us anywhere on social media at the ADG Podcast, at ADG Podcast everywhere on socials. Email us adgpodcast@gmail.com and search on all your podcast providers, ADG Podcast.
There you
We'll
go.
pop up. Go listen.
Find us anywhere.
That's right. That's right. There you go. That's the show for today. That's
Awesome.
what we got. There you go.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So for the ADG podcast, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Darren.
And we are ADG.